best ever result by an Australian mixed doubles team. And they have moved themselves very much into the frame of the top tier mixed doubles teams in the world. They will compete at next year's World Mixed Doubles Curling Championships, which will be held in Canada, in Kelowna, as will the New Zealand 1 team of Jessica Smith and Ben Smith, who we will again see later on in the week. Close look at our ice surface here at the Maniototo International Curling Rink. Take a look in at some of the other action as Dean Hewitt and Talia Gill Team Australia eye things up. That's a close game going on between Australia and Canada. Australia's got last rock in the 4th end. Australia is playing the Redstones in that game. There we get a look. We see a Canadian stone at the back of the button, and we see Australian stones 2nd and 3rd shot in the 4-foot circle there. Really looking forward to seeing the contests between the Australian teams and the New Zealand teams, as we do in every sport. But Hewitt and Gill, as we mentioned a moment ago, had an amazing run at last year's World Mixed Doubles Curling Championship. 10 countries will qualify for the Beijing Winter Olympics, and with the kind of performance that Australia put on at last year's Worlds, could this be the first ever Australian pair to compete at mixed doubles in the Winter Olympics? Talia Gill, wow, that's a cracker. Put 3 on the board for the Australians. Well, just as I'm talking them up, they show you what they can do. Canada, one of the heavily favored countries coming into this game, but the Australians have just thrown a 3 on the board, and that pushes them out to a 6-2 lead. Dean Hewitt, Talia Gill continue to roll along, carrying on that World Championship performance and bringing it here to Central Otago. There is no dedicated curling rink anywhere in Australia. So this curling rink, the Maniototo International Curling Facility, is actually considered home ice for Team Australia. They come over here to play their national championships. They will often come over here to train. So even though they're wearing the green and gold of Australia, to the locals here in Naseby, they're very, very familiar in terms of people that come here, play here, train here. We can't quite put a silver fern on their backs, but they do spend a lot of time in New Zealand training, and that's really one of the wonderful things, and actually the purpose of the QRC Winter Games, to give Northern Hemisphere and Southern Hemisphere winter athletes a top-level competition to play in at the start of the Northern Hemisphere winter competitive season. Korea leading this one, 5-0 at the halfway point. We see New Zealand now have set up for their power play. So we see the stones, they're not on the center line this time. They're off on the side of the sheet. We see over Hamish's shoulder. The stationary stone now sits in front of the tee line. That's the stone that belongs to New Zealand. And the idea of the power play, the team with last rock, if they execute well in this setup and formation, increases the chance that they can score at least 2 points and maybe more. So trailing 5-0 and the chance to talk with the coach at the halftime break, the decision made by the New Zealanders. Now is the time to use it, and I think it's a good choice. A 2 or a 3 here would get New Zealand right back in the game. One of the real challenges in mixed doubles curling, we talked about it being all offense, it's really hard to defend a lead. can't throw takeout shots. Shots that remove your opponent's stone until the fourth delivered stone of the end. So stones accumulate quickly. So it's really hard to defend a lead just by hammering stones and knocking them out of play. You have to play finesse type shots like this shot just played by Zhang, drawing it into the rings into a position that might not be advantageous to the New Zealanders. Courtney Smith. Hamish Walker holding the target.
Catch your weight.
Weight's there. Close, slowing.
Oh, nah, it's all there.
Lots of rotation on this one from Courtney. This one looks a little heavy.
Oh, no touch.
This one will slide deep and
That's right.
through, yes, through the rings.
I thought it was in.
아니면은 여기 하나 더 오는 것도 나쁘지 않아.
Justin.
넉넉하게 줄까?
너무 많지 않나?
근데 차라리 넉넉한 게 나을 것 같아. 다 보여도 나쁘지 않아.
As young players, this is something that Courtney and Hamish will pick up, but we saw the ice technicians running the
웨이트만
sheepskin brush over the ice surface at the fourth end break. And
클린해서 와 계속.
웨이트 끝.
what happens usually as a result, the first 2 or 3 stones of the following end,
라인 조금 있어 아직.
the pace is a little bit faster,
웨이트 웨이트는 좋아.
and that can fool you sometimes.
라인이 아직.
It's
앞에
one of
있어야
the
돼.
things you learn as a competitive player, those small margins. Good stone there, not corner for you.
설마?
13초.
차이는 크게 없는 것 같아.
See, it doesn't have perfect protection from the guard, so New Zealand will be able to make a play at it.
Timer is working in auto.
What weight?
Yeah?
Smooth slide of Hamish Walker.
It'll come.
Oh,
Or not.
come on.
Wrong.
Lots of weight,
Roll it to the middle.
Yeah,
well by
roll
the
it across
guard.
onto the other one. 이게 되는데 그럼 이게 재밌어.
롤 조금 가는 건.
근데 롤 가면 잼 날 것 같은데.
아,
진짜 살짝.
노이즈도 괜찮을 것 같지?
인컬?
아니.
Korea eyeing up a takeout.
컨트롤?
Try to remove at least one New Zealand stone, maybe 2.
오, 빠졌어.
A little inside out with the delivery that time from Seong. A little outside his target line.
더.
He's going to get a piece, but he will roll out.
핸들이야?
핸드 좀 많이 빠져.
얇았으면 더블 잼안 나잖아. 얇아.
이게 이렇게 돼 있으니까 얇아도 이렇게 밖으로 잼이 나죠.
저거 어디 위치가 정확히 어디야?
I like that call,
Try
Courtney.
for 3. What are your thoughts?
I'd like just getting guaranteed 2 sort of thing. But
Well, we can 거의 한 미친 hat and roll.
yeah, we can come around there. I don't mind that behind the guard.
Yep, I like Courtney's thinking here. You're down 5. Ignore the shot rock. Use the corner guard. Go around it. That's your best chance to get 3.
And roll across to here.
Yeah.
If you play a takeout on the Korean stone, that's a good shot too, but the maximum score you're probably looking at is a 2. That is the debate. Do you play for the safe 2, or do you gamble to try and score more than 2?
Mine's good. Where is it looking?
Top 6.
Okay. Room.
내거 어디야 봤어?
Tight.
They do need to get this stone on the rings, however. Good looking stone by the guard. As long as they're on the rings, they're okay.
Great shot.
That's a nice shot. Good sweep from Hamish
Yes.
Walker.
똑같은
So
라인으로
New Zealand
돌릴 것
setting up to try and score their
약간
three.
안쪽을 살짝 터치.
아니 그대로.
So we're drawing on the back one here.
I mentioned how these New Zealand teams, these young teams, have grown up with the rink. They've also grown up with the discipline of mixed doubles curling.
웨이트만.
And that means the tactics, the strategy that comes along with this form of the game. These young players have been playing this form of the game for their entire curling careers.
자, 쏘리.
This one comes up short, so the gamble paying off for New Zealand. Now the trap has
You don't
been
want to
set.
go that way.
If we go
Now
here.
you can remove the Korean rock, and now you lie three.
Wow. Oh, yeah, it's me.
Bye.
Hamish thought it was Courtney's turn to throw. Courtney reminded Hamish, nope, one more, mate. Down you go. There we see 2 stones remaining for New Zealand.
Trial?
Trial.
Wants to stick around, though. Does not want to lose the shot rock. Not laying a brush to it, though. This one looks a little bit wide.
Yes.
Oh, no, it's a clean miss.
아니면 just toss it.
Just stepped up the weight a little bit unnecessarily, I think.
아 아니야 아니야.
So that opens the door for the Koreans to get another second stone in there. If they can get one a little bit behind cover, would really take the end away from Team New Zealand.
여기까지 괜찮아.
It's been that kind of afternoon for the New Zealanders. They've been getting chances. They've been getting things set up, just not able to close it out so far.
처음 편이랑 비슷하게 갈래?
근데
발좀 더 올려야 될 것 같아.
얘가 안 나가거든.
It is the first round robin game of the competition for all the teams out there, though, in this pool. Top 3 will advance from each pool. So even if the New Zealanders do not prevail this afternoon, they've still got 4 more round robin games to get themselves into that top 3.
약해?
가야 돼.
Seong
비슷해. 웨이트.
hammered that one pretty hard with the brushing. Now he comes off it, so
라인 조금 돌고
after
있어.
being short on that first one, was a little bit concerned about this one being light, but this one is coming well into the rings. Have they set up a thin double?
얼마인데?
8번.
feel like 8번?
Angles aren't great for New Zealand.
이거 확실히 흔들 때
Which is
Inside.
really skinny.
Yeah.
You just want to hit just there.
I'm just looking at the scoreboard we've got to.
Right.
I agree, Courtney.
Yeah.
This is the best chance you're going to get to score 3. It's a really tough shot. She has to hit a glancing blow of that yellow stone just to the right of Hamish. Redirect onto the yellow stone at the back of the forefoot. So to make it, Courtney is just going to have to graze that front stone, maybe hit an 1/8 of it, even a little bit less.
Yeah.
Curling, we call this a thin double takeout, and it is a tough shot. You almost have to play to miss it. You just have to graze the front stone to make this shot.
Yep. Yep, hard. Yep.
Catches one, but goes across the top of the second one. So good try there from Courtney Smith, but it is another steal for the Koreans. A gamble that the New Zealanders had to take, trying to make that thin double takeout.
Got to score something.
But it is a single point for the Koreans, and that moves them out to a 6-0 lead after 5.
먼저? 방금 같은 웨이트로 하면 좋아. 8번 8.
Scoreboard dictates we kind of have to. Yeah.
Play underway in the 6th end here of this 8-end game. Korea now with a commanding 6-0 lead.
약간 바깥치긴 해.
New Zealand's been right in it, just haven't been able to convert those high degree of difficulty shots to get those big
라인 너무
ends.
많아.
But they've been getting them set up all
웨이트는 좋아.
afternoon.
라인이 많아.
살짝 바운스 있어.
아직 바운스 있는 라인이 아니야.
웨이트는 좋아.
아직.
Freeze attempt here from
근데
Chang.
너무 많이
웨이트는 딱인데.
Just a fraction heavy. Courtney Smith will try to freeze to the Korean stone, sit directly in front of it.
How's your weight?
T,
Just T weight's good.
flowing. T,
Make sure it's T. Yep. Pull away. Bring it in.
Courtney
Real hard,
Smith
real
working
hard.
really hard. You have to be so fit playing mixed doubles.
Yeah,
You
good
do
switch.
so much
Grab
sweeping.
it under.
버튼.
Doesn't get the freeze, but does sit in the top of the 4-foot circle. That's not a bad spot.
Only got 6 minutes.
Hey boy.
For New Zealand, it's all about accumulating stones right now when you're trailing. Throwing caution to the winds and piling stones into the scoring area and hoping you can close it out this
라인
time.
되게 좋아.
T.
T, 클린.
웨이트 굿.
라인 굿.
T.
T-line weight, says
Weight
Team
좋아.
Korea. They like the weight.
웨이트는 T.
얍, 계속 와. 오버컬이다. 헐. 맞고. 고고고. 샷.
Just grazes the New Zealand
On
stone.
the inside.
What weight?
See Courtney
Hey.
Smith immediately
Yeah.
saying,
올라가도 되겠다.
no hits.
내가 끝났어.
Freeze another one up there.
Line's good.
Fill the rings.
T back 2. T. Yeah, probably back 2.
Okay. Stop moving.
Back 4. It's way heavy.
And once again, Hamish Walker just a bit heavy with this attempt to draw weight. Oh, just grazes the top stone as well, making a bad situation worse.
좋아. 이게 제일 좋다.
We're going to tap it.
I think that if we could sit on the inside of it, then we can control
But
both sides of it.
But even if we did. Yeah. Nah. That's not bad.
Huh?
Just heavy. Just heavy.
같은 라인 줄게.
Team dynamics in a sport like this where you've just got two of you is so important. Hamish is beating himself up a little bit. You know, part of the challenge for that team and for Courtney is to kind of keep his spirits up. He's not playing badly.
좋아.
One of the hardest things in any
아까보다
sport,
조금 있긴 있어.
including
라인이.
curling, is a great athletes need a really short memory.
라인이 아까보다 좀
If
있어.
something bad happens, you have to forget about it immediately.
라인 조금 돌아야 돼.
On to the next one.
웨이트는 굿.
라인은 스위치야. 스위치. 얍. 와. 친구 와. 아직
Good stone here from Seong.
굿샷 나쁘지 않아?
라인이야?
아니, 내 생각에 너 두 번째 돌이 나머지 거보다
조금 더 돈다고?
덜 돌아.
아, 내
1번이랑 네가 1번, 3번이 조금 돌아.
The other option is you can bump up.
넉넉한 느낌.
That would not be a bad option.
I can.
I don't mind that.
Yeah, I don't mind that.
See the grip. Hamish Walker sets up to throw an out turn this time. Counterclockwise rotation for the right-hander.
얍!
Top
Gotta go real hard!
This
얍!
one, though, is really moving. It's going to flirt with the center guard.
Right,
It's all
roll
over
it.
it.
Whoa, you're on nose. Oh.
Jesus.
인터로 칠래? 아웃터는 칠래? Perfect average.
So Korea line
아웃터는
one.
치기 편하지.
The New Zealand stone at the back of the 4-foot is second shot. There we see
한 풋풋?
end number 6, 2 stones each to come. Korea with a handy 6-0 lead.
조금만 더 줘.
야, 이거 얼마나 보여, 5번?
한 10%.
근데 이것도 나쁘지 않을 것 같기도 하고.
탭.
We talked about how difficult it is to defend a lead in
이거
mixed
하자.
doubles.
이거 주자.
You can see the
Okay.
thinking process here for Team Korea. They'd like to eliminate New Zealand stones, but there's some risk in moving stuff around too much. You might just open something up for the New Zealanders instead.
라인 되게 좋아.
둘.
아직
웨이팅 좋아. 둘.
약간 돌아야 돼, 아직.
셋.
Mixed doubles is so much about holding your
웨이팅
nerve.
좋아.
아직 두면 돼.
Every fiber in your strategic brain is saying, smash something. But then the logical part of that same brain is saying, that would not be a good idea.
잘 맞출 걸 그랬나?
나가는 게
Try.
돌아가가지고.
That's real tight. 아예 맞출 걸 그랬나?
Angle tap is there for the New Zealanders. They'd have to squeeze it through the
Just
hole.
open it.
That's gonna jam.
Open in the middle.
I reckon try like a back line and try tap that through. If you hit and roll across,
Yeah.
try that.
Righto.
Asking Hamish Walker to throw back line weight, heavy draw. Squeeze one through the hole. Angle tap their own.
얍!
It's close. Oh, very nice looking shot there. Great shot from Hamish Walker. That's a beauty. About time.
웨이트는.
Well played, Hamish. Very nice shot, young man.
약하지 않아야 될 것 같긴 해.
아, 핵.
Some smiles on the face of the young New Zealand team. Remember, they're both 19 years of age.
아니면 러닝데이 이렇게.
Yeah, they won it.
우리끼.
이것도 있긴 있다.
아, 공간이 안
안될것
된다.
같아.
So now I think New Zealand is lying 2. Certainly lying 1. Good look at the overhead. That's pretty close. You'd measure for second shot. Absolutely lying 1. Behind cover as well.
아까 내게 6 잡고 핵이 버튼 지나갔거든?
여기 지나갔다고? 오케이.
There you can see the little port that Hamish just threw one through. Yujin and Heiji eyeing this one up. Are they going to try to come down that same path? It looks like they're going to.
좀 약한 것 같아.
와우, 클린.
아, 비슷하다. 세다.
클린.
세.
와우.
헤비야.
아, 와우.
스위치야?
This one's not far away either. Oh, just by the front stone. That's a pretty good shot. Leaves New Zealand lying 1, but she eliminates one of the New Zealand counters. Pretty nice shot making here from both teams. The QRC Winter Games.
You gotta play heavyweight.
Presented by Forsyth Bar.
What's that?
What way?
끝에 되게 많이
Board control. That's just that. You gotta come in, hack weight or back house.
And I'll bump it back.
Yeah.
So, what is the play here for Courtney Smith? New Zealand lying 1. So the draw's there for the second point, but they might be considering playing a hit and roll to get there as well. We'll know when Courtney slides out. It does look like the hit and roll. Trying to jump off her own stone and roll for a second point.
One.
Noses it, no inside roll, so it's a single point for the New Zealanders. They're on the board. We're looking for a hit and an inside roll to score a second point, but a little bit of extra weight.
For you guys, you can't see the ref, just ask me and I'll find out what the ref
That's 4, is it?
Yeah, 440.
Okay, official just letting the players know where the active time clock on this game actually is.
Yeah, oh, 7. Yeah.
But there we see the scoreboard, which is the important set of numbers to look at. Korea now with a 6-1 lead after 6 ends of play. Korea have yet to use their power play. This might be the situation to use it. 5 up, playing 7. Yeah, they're opting for a conventional formation. So we'll keep that power play in their pocket for the 8th end should they need it.
Top two's okay.
Top 2.
Power play was introduced into mixed doubles curling a few years ago, and
13.
teams are still working out where and how and why they want to use it. Some teams try to use it as an offensive weapon.
Yeah, that'd be it. Huh?
No touch.
Some teams prefer to save it as a defensive weapon to basically guarantee a score.
It's coming now,
I
but
would say Team Korea
on its
falls
own.
more into that later camp.
room. You got room.
Team New Zealand tried to use their power play as an offensive weapon. Trailing by 5 at the break. They used their power play in the 5th end.
저게 13초.
Had it set up for a multiple point score, but just couldn't convert the final shot. And that's what we love about this sport. It's the strategy.
약해?
가야 돼. 라인은
라인은 있어. 라인 돌아야 돼.
Look at the flags here.
라인 그름.
The Maniototo
6.
International Curling Rink.
더.
This facility was opened in 2005.
줄여도 되겠다.
First dedicated curling facility in the Southern Hemisphere.
Yeah, White's there. Top 2.
Room.
Top 2.
Close.
This has been the venue for every
Yep. Yep.
QRC Winter Games. Curling has been in every Winter Games competition.
이렇게 하나 없어?
10 years of curling here in Naseby.
때리면 하나밖에 안 빠지나?
하나밖에 안 빠져. 정타?
I can tell you as a
아니면
former
이렇게
competitor
나쁘진 않고.
myself in this event,
웨이트는 세지 않아도 될
curlers
것
from
같아.
around the world
아니면 컨트롤?
컨트롤.
absolutely love coming here. For the Northern Hemisphere teams, it's
그만
the start of their
줄여주라.
competitive season. And it didn't take long for word to spread in the competitive curling community that a visit to Naseby and a playing in this competition is
아직
a top quality competitive experience and an absolutely magnificent life experience as well. Seong rattles the stones around.
런해도 하나밖에 안 빠지지.
아니 런이 레드를 맞아야 되는데 안 됐어 어쨌거나.
Bump it up.
Yeah. Boy. Kill them. Hit those ones, maybe.
I think you got to bump it up.
Yeah.
Come this way though, because here's okay.
Yeah, angles might be there for Walker to try a triple takeout and remove all the Korean stones, but Courtney Smith saying, well, no, mate, we got to keep stones in play. Better to draw.
Yeah, White's about the same, maybe top 2.
Yep. Hard for line. All the way, real hard, Hamish.
Stone again coming off the wall and
Whoa,
curling
whoa.
really hard. It's going to wreck the front stone.
No roll. Yeah, nice.
Does offer some cover to the New Zealand stone at the front of the button.
이거 어때?
Right.
아, 공간이 안 된다.
공간 될 것 같은데? 이게 공간이 안 될 것 같아 직접이.
얼만큼 맞아야 되는데?
좀 얇아야 돼.
We've mentioned the World Mixed Doubles Curling event. It's an annual
직접 때릴
championship.
거면 잉클로 때리면 될 것 같긴 한데.
Best ever performance by New Zealand in the World Mixed Doubles Championships was a silver medal by Sean Becker and Bridget Becker.
근데 공간이 좀 애매하다.
Chelyabinsk in Russia.
근데 돌아야 돼. 웨이트에 약해야 돼. 범퍼나 컨트롤 다운.
아예
아예 열리는 걸 보고 때리는 것도 나쁘지 않아.
The format of the World Championships has changed this year.
스위핑해줘.
It's reduced from an open entry competition down to a 20-nation competition. Top 16 nations from last year's World Championships directly qualified into next year's World Championships.
보고 열리는 거
4 more will be selected through a qualifying
네, 두 개 한
event.
번에 여는 게 좋아.
Both New Zealand and Australia
그러면 그때 더블 해도 되잖아.
have directly qualified
지금
into next year's World Championships, and the representative teams of those nations are here competing this week. We'll see them.
70, 80.
Shot rock belongs to the New Zealanders. Big weight thrown here by Seong. Oh my goodness. Lost a wheel halfway down. Thankfully, no tumble and fall for Heijie Zhang as the gripper came off halfway down the ice. But
Yeah.
no
that's
contact
right.
either, so
We just got, I think,
if New Zealand could cozy another one in there behind cover and steal a couple, and there we see the gripper popped off the shoe. The gripper foot helps the players keep their balance, because when they're going down the ice at that kind of pace sweeping,
yeah.
it's a
Is
slippery
here
ice
okay?
surface, as you can imagine, and
Give me a
those
wee
grippers
bit. Yeah.
give the athletes a fighting chance to keep pace with the rocks that are thrown that hard.
Where is it?
Hamish Walker.
Where is it?
Back house. Pat.
Yeah, you're on the outside.
The stone needs to curl, but it's not going to. Pushes the stones around, but New Zealand really did need that stone to be on the inside of the target rock.
약간 되게 얇았어야 되는데 이거 진짜 쉽거든.
아 근데 공간이 애매해.
한 번 더 열까 그럼?
뭐가 1번이야?
우리 게 하나. 우리 게 2번인 것 같은데.
2번?
더블 플레이 한번 더 보자. 그내
There's
마지막
our situation, 7th end of play. Korea leading at 6-1, but New Zealand lying one behind cover.
70. 70. 한 60까지 나쁘지 않을 것 같아. 직접은 좋을 것 같아. 스위핑?
Gripper comes off, and Zhang now sliding down, cleaning the ice path. Just trying to remove any potential debris. Now the gripper goes on, and she hopes it stays on this time. Determination on the expression of Yujin Xiong.
Hard. Hard.
Trying to run the red stone back.
Whoa.
Just going to overcurl a fraction.
Well.
Just overcurled 2 millimeters, otherwise he makes that
Could
shot.
bump it up.
No,
There.
they're going to do that.
I reckon I can get round here and actually come and sit here.
That would be
And
a good
if I'm
shot.
wide, then we
And
can.
yeah.
Do you like that?
Heavy draw feather off the outside one. You've got 2 or 3 options on this outturn side for New
Let's give
Zealand.
that a go.
Even if you just come and tap and roll there, that cuts that out, forces the
So
draw.
like back two.
Yeah.
When you're playing this shot, you just think of it as a straight out draw. That's what the sweeping is for. If you're just thinking T-line front button weight, if you're a little bit offline, you can sweep it for that little bit of extra pace to get that little bump and roll. Try to give yourself as many good options as you can when you're playing a shot like this.
Catch your weight.
Back 4.
Look at that. There, curl.
T is
Oh, let's
slowing.
go curl heaps.
But just not moving.
Sitting out there.
Curl.
He's got a lot of curling to do. Not moving yet. He's going to get a piece, but again, just on the outside of that rock. So New Zealand lies 1. But Korea now with something to use to maybe score their point. Heiji Jiang, the Pyeongchang Olympian.
반.
반. 반보다 얇으면 안 되지.
Korea placed 6th at the
40까지
inaugural
괜찮아.
여기 생각보다
Olympic
안
mixed
올라가.
doubles competition. That was a field of 8 for the Beijing Olympics. That's being increased to a field of 10.
Whoa. Yep.
Of course, every
Yep.
country in the
Whoa.
world wants to qualify their nation in to be part of that field in Beijing. Looking for an inside roll, gets the hit, gets the inside roll. Wow, what a fantastic shot. Heiji Jiang, inside double takeout for 3, and New Zealand will concede defeat. Victory for Team Korea after that terrific closeout shot. Heiji Jiang makes the inside double takeout to cash in the 3. New Zealand says that's enough. We're mathematically eliminated, so they concede defeat. So it will be Korea taking out the win here in our Pool A game at the QRC
아, 옮겨야 된대.
Winter Games presented by Forsyth Bar.
근데 이게
Korea 9-1 winners.
많이 좀 넉넉했어 내가
And
생각해.
바깥쪽 패야 돼. 그냥 거의 노는데.
pretty comprehensive victory. New Zealand played really well. Had a lot of opportunities to score multiple points. Just couldn't close out, but Korea didn't make very many mistakes at all today. Jiang and Seong into the win column with their first game here in Naseby with our competing teams.
I'm not getting him. Yeah. I'm getting him. Sorry. We're not getting the audio. Get the mic closer. Lost him.
You know, getting used to those different positions, and it's just all about learning really. So I think that's, you know, our main aim is to learn from our mistakes, and we made plenty today, but we can go forth and hopefully get rid of those for the next game. So yeah.
Fabulous. Good luck for the next game. And our winners, great game. What do you do now for your next game?
Oh, sorry. Pardon?
What do you do now for your next game?
Oh, yeah. Oh, we're gonna take a rest because we got a long trip from my country. So, and then this is first game. The ice is not. We didn't know the ice well. So the next game we will prepare the ice conditions or some, stones checking. Yeah.
And how does this match help prepare you for the season ahead, do you think? How does it prepare you for your season ahead this year?
Oh, yeah, we are just make a team a few months ago, so we are getting close this season. Okay.
Okay, that's fine. So you've got some experience from this that's going to help you go forward. Thank you very much.
So convincing win there for Team Korea in our game. And we're going to pick up the action from other games. There we see the New Zealand teams, Ben Smith and Jessica Smith, as we pick up the action in some of the other pool games going on here this afternoon at QRC Winter Games New Zealand. So we pick up game New Zealand 1 versus Finland. Finland is leading this one by a 7-6 score. There we get a look at the scoreboard. Finland had a big advantage early, but look at that comeback by the New Zealanders with a pair in the 5th and a pair in the 7th. They trail by 1, Finland using their power play here in the 8th end as Ben Smith prepares to throw. This is the New Zealand pair that will represent New Zealand at the World Mixed Doubles Championships in Kelowna next April. Ben doesn't look very happy with this one, however. Ben just 19 years of age. That one is heavy. They do need guards trying to steal, and that one is in a place they didn't really want it. Jessica Smith, 21 years of age. This team back-to-back New Zealand Mixed Doubles Championships. And here's Esther Juhas. And even though Markku and Esther are from Finland and just about as far geographically as you can imagine from Naseby, this is actually Esther's 3rd trip this year to New Zealand. She was here earlier last season when the world qualifying event for the Women's World Championships was held here in Naseby. And there you see a smile from Markku Uusipaavalniemi, the Olympic silver medalist in 2006. They lost the final to Canada, but Markku and his teammates, that created an explosion of interest in curling in Finland. That was their first ever Olympic curling medal. Ben Smith. Trying to wrap one around the corner guards as he by. Just grazes it. Does sit in shot rock position, but it is wide open. New Zealand has to steal a point here to force an extra end. Finland simply have to score to close the game out. Esther Juhas throwing a takeout shot at the New Zealand shot rock. Makes the hit, sits in the front 8-foot. I've competed against Markku. He's quite a well-rounded individual. One of his secret superpowers is throw him a Rubik's Cube, and he can solve it in under a minute. I've never seen him do that on the curling rink, however, so maybe I'll ask him to try that sometime this week before the week's over. That would be really impressive. Jessica Smith, 2-time New Zealand mixed doubles champion with her brother Ben. She's also competed in the New Zealand women's team. A curler with a very bright future in front of her, as are all of the New Zealand athletes competing this week. But Jessica Smith has stamped her mark on the game very quickly and very early. So that'll conclude our coverage of the round robin phase here in the afternoon draw from Naseby. Hope you've enjoyed the action. Rejoin us again later on this afternoon for our game USA versus Australia 2 at 4:50 this afternoon for the entire team here in the Maniototo. So long for now.